Well, hello everyone. Today we're going to look at the concept of negative numbers. And let's start by looking at some apples. Here we have 5 apples. What if we're asked to take 10 apples away from these 5 apples? Here we can see them disappearing. But what happens at the end? We've taken 5 away. How can we take another 5 apples away from nothing? It seems impossible, doesn't it? We need some way of visualizing negative numbers in our head. Let's look at a scale. So if we start at 0, we can see that the positive numbers go to the right of the 0 and the negative numbers go towards the left. So if we think of subtraction as the reverse or the opposite of addition, then we can use length and direction to represent negative numbers, can't we? So let's go back to our sum, 5 minus 10. So we start at 5 and we move back 10 in the reverse direction. And we come to minus 5. So we can think of it as the minus sign reversing whatever comes next. Let's look at another sum now. Let's look at subtracting a minus number itself. 2 subtract minus 3. Well, if the minus sign reverses what comes next, then minusing or reversing a reverse is the same as adding. So instead of going backwards, we're reversing that and we're going forwards again. And we come to plus 5. Now, is there any way that we can check that result? Is there another way of looking at a subtraction? Well, very often we, instead of using that term, we very often say, what is the difference between two numbers? Or we're asked to find the difference between two numbers. And we might write the sum like this. 2 minus, in this case, minus 3. What is the difference between those two numbers? Well, how will we do it with two positive numbers? Well, for example, 5 minus 3. We'd say, what do we add to the bottom number to get the top? That's another way of looking at a subtraction, isn't it? What would we have to add to that 3 to get to 5? And it's 2. So going back to our minus 3, what do we have to add to minus 3 to get to the top number? What do we have to add to minus 3 to get to 2? It's 5. So 2 minuses make a positive. So going back to our original problem of taking 10 apples away from 5, well, we can look at it in this way. At the beginning we had 5 apples, and now we have the reverse of that. So what's the reverse of having? Well, it's owing 5 apples. So unfortunately we owe 5 apples.